Hi, we'd like to thank you for tuning into the World Boxing Review radio show. My name is Aaron Snowell. They call me the Hall of Fame trainer of champions. That we travel the world for past, present, and future stars. And we have some special guests as we're sending out the remembrance of Jack Johnson, the first African American heavyweight champion of the world, who passed in Franklinton, North Carolina. And we have two guests, William Hunter in Franklinton, North Carolina, and John Perry as in North Carolina. John also acts in is like a mascot we take around like Jack Johnson. So this is going to be about Jack Johnson to give people a little bit of history. But William Hunter Dilly, if you can open this up with God Bless America, and that's how we do it all the time. We're on stage and theater. So come on with it, Dilly.
Okay, thank you, Brother Snowell. And I want to thank you for an opportunity to be a part of such a special, needed, and most interesting program. I want to give honor to God by way of his son, Jesus. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, the land that I love. All beside her and guide her through the night with your light from above, from the mountain to the prairie, from the ocean white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God, please bless America, my home, sweet home.
Boy, how sweet it is, and what we need blessings now, boy. And Jack Johnson, as you know, was born in Galveston, Texas. He was known as the Galveston Giant, born in 1878, and lost his life in a car accident traveling from Texas, where he was down in a circus, and he was coming up Route 1 in Franklinton, and they swerved left, they swerved right with his companion, and they skidded out and hit a telephone pole. But man, the first African American right there in Franklinton, we had many stories in that, right, Dilly? June 10th, 1946. You were young. Talk a little bit about the folk tales and things that you experienced there in Franklinton. We interviewed people that were on the scene. But what are some of the folk tales of former police officers that you heard, Dilly? Yeah. Can you hear? Okay. I don't think he can hear it. Somebody, I guess his phone rang and it cut the feed off on it. But yeah, John, let me tell you, since we have you here on the phone, his
All right.
phone got interrupted
All right.
there with a telephone call. People
Okay.
probably see them on Facebook and YouTube, so they're calling them.
It's sorry for
But
interruption. Repeat what you said before the interruption.
okay. Yeah, if you can explain some of the folk tales, you were there in Franklinton. You were 2 years old. We had interviewed some people that were on the scene there in Franklinton that we got a film grant from Franklin County Tourism Board. We were the first ones to get it. Tell us some stories that you heard, Dilly. Some folk tale that you heard as a young man in Franklinton about Jack Johnson.
Okay, I'd just like to say that I reside approximately 3 blocks from where Jack Johnson allegedly met his fate here in Franklinton, North Carolina. And I've heard and talked with met several people that actually know some about this particular day, which the most of them are gone now. But they told some interesting stories, very much so, over the years concerning our honoree for today. And really overwhelmed about the things that they told concerning our honoree for the day. And one being my neighbor, Sister Young. She passed approximately a couple of months ago, lived right up the street from me. She told a lot of things, very interesting things about Jack Johnson, our interest today, especially Mrs. Young.
Yeah, we interviewed her. We have the interview of many her stories on tape and on film, and it's very interesting what she said. She was a young girl. She heard the crash when he hit the pole, and they came running on the scene, and there was plenty of paper spread all about and around that area. But you also knew of a police officer who was chief of police at the time, correct? In
Yes.
1946. What was the police officer's name?
Yeah, here in Franklinton, I was the first black police officer here for the town of Franklinton, and I started to work there in 1970, just back from Vietnam. Was at that time I didn't know anything about Jack Johnson or where he met his fate at or how, but I've heard some very interesting things since that time. And I worked at that department for several years. Then I went to the Franklin County Sheriff's Department, where I retired there. I talked with several people there who know something about the story. I talked with several of them also who have already passed on. Heard some very interesting things about Jack Johnson and the where he wrecked his car. That pole is still there. Of course, it's been there for a long time. They had to prop it up with another pole, but it is still there. I pass it right often, going to and from the little small town where we live to Wake Forest and Raleigh, the larger towns.
Yeah, and when we were there, we bring his great niece, who was at the White House when Donald Trump gave him the pardon. We bring her to there in Franklinton, North Carolina, for a couple days. We spent time with her there, Linda Haywood, and it was just an amazing because no one, as all the people had said in Franklinton, had came to see about the car, and no one in his family had come down to Franklinton to find anything. So a lot of the stuff, the car sat in the tow area for a long time, and we interviewed the people who towed the car. They said they wish they had $1, or they would have charged $1 for all the people who used to go by and seen the car. But his niece, when she was there, we took her to the pole. We took her and took pictures at the pole. We showed her the curb that curb that they talked about on Route 1. And also we took her into the Franklin Towns Hall, where we took pictures and stuff, and interviewed her, and she took pictures with the with our exhibit, the Jack Johnson exhibit, which has a lot of the artifacts of Jack Johnson in it. But it's just amazing, for him to be coming through Franklinton on his way up to see Joe Louis fight Billy Conn, which was a historical fight. In Route 1, it wasn't 95, wasn't near at the time. From the south, further south where he was at, Texas, you had to go all the way around the Route 1 to catch it to go north. But he was headed that way to see the Billy Conn and Joe Louis fight on that fateful day. And he had a companion with him. The companion, we have the interviews and stuff that they did with his companion, Scott. We have those interviews. We have newspaper articles, his tale of tape, but his tale of the tape, his story was vastly kept changing as he told the story. And we have our own story from the evidence that we have. And we want to thank the Franklinton County Historical Society for giving us some important documents that only we have. They gave them to us because of what we received from the county, and we have those documents that was given to us, and we greatly appreciate that. Those facts, and also, you have Cutchins funeral services back then during segregation. You know, whites and blacks had to go to different hospitals, different funeral parlors. And being the funeral parlor was the ambulance service in Franklin County. And they carried him to Raleigh Hospital, which was the first African American nursing school that was part of the hospital, uh, St. Augustus Hospital and College. I mean, so those things we interviewed a son of Cutchin's funeral home. He told some family tales, what his family had said about that. But we have a lot of historical note in our artifacts of the conversation and what happened. Scott had called Jack Johnson's wife in Chicago at the time to let her know what had happened to Jack Johnson. And she told him that she was going to bring him home and to Chicago, and that's what she did. She bring him there, and we have pictures of Scott, who was with him. He was a former fighter, the guy that was with him, but he was a hired hand. He was. Jack Johnson hired him to drive, and we feel from the evidence that we have that most likely he was driving. But that is stuff that we have, and we're going to release all of that stuff in the right time and right place. Timing's everything, and we're dead mark on the time. But Dilly, we want to thank you for a beautiful song. God bless America. Man, it don't get no better than that. You served in the military in Vietnam, and we want to thank you for your service. We want to thank you for your service, not only serving in Vietnam, but also serving Franklin County as being an officer of that county, and all the great work that you did for kids in that area, along with your wife, Martha Hunter, and all the charity work that you continuously do in Franklin County. I know both of you all ain't feeling well, but I want to thank you for coming on the show today to talk about Jack Johnson and sing that beautiful song, God Bless America. And also we got John Perry. You got a beautiful song. You were born right there in Franklinton, and
Yeah,
you go around like a mascot.
yeah.
Welcome to World Boxing Review Radio Show.
Thank you, Aaron. Yeah. Hey, Aaron,
Uh-huh.
I want to thank God first, and I want to thank you. I want to thank my brother-in-law, and I want to thank my sister for inspiring me to be a singer songwriter, and most of all, be myself. And you're the type of individual that you turn just a common man into champions. And the truth to be told, I think
Yeah, we try to. That's the goal.
I think you turned me into a champion my own way. And I appreciate it, and I appreciate all the wonderful, beautiful things you're
All
doing.
right. You may have your hand over your mic. Move your hand from your mic.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I think somebody's trying to call this phone. So, yeah, and I really everything, and thanks for letting me be a part of the Jack Johnson story tonight to happen. And being a mascot is just a plus. And I won't let you down. I won't let the community down. I'll do my part, and I'll just do my part. That's all I can say right now.
All right, come on with the song, champ.
The name of this song is called "Chant for You." John Perry sings "Chant for You." Has anybody here heard of my old friend Jack Johnson? And can you tell me what he's done? He defeated all of the champions one by one. Our first black heavyweight champion. And now, just look around. And now, just look around at what he's done. And has anybody here heard of my old friend Muhammad Ali? He defeated all of the champions one by one. Our first black heavyweight champion. And now, just look around. And now, just look around at what he's done. And has anybody here heard of my old friend Don King? And can you tell me what he's done? He promoted a lot of champions, some old, some young, the greatest promoter of champions. And now, just look around. And now, just look around at what he's done. And has anybody here heard of my old friend Aaron Snowell? He trained a lot of champions, some young and some old. The youngest trainer of champions. And now, just look around. And now, just look around at what he
Bravo,
That's it.
bravo, bravo.
That's it,
What a
champ.
beautiful song.
Thank you, champ.
Yeah, what a beautiful song. Chance for you, boy. And you know, Jack Johnson, born John Arthur Johnson, March 31st, 1878, and he passed coming through Franklinton, North Carolina on June 10th, 1946. The time the accident happened was 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon, and it wasn't at night, as you heard a lot of folks may say. The fact, it happened in the afternoon, and it took a while for the people to take him to the hospital because they couldn't take him to the hospital in Franklin County because it was a white hospital. They had to take him to the nearest black hospital, which was down in Raleigh, North Carolina. And down there, they couldn't pronounce him dead on the scene, but they pronounced him dead down there in Raleigh, North Carolina, at the hospital. You know, Jack Johnson won the heavyweight championship of the world by defeating Ken Burns from Canada, December 26, 1908, in Sydney, Australia, where it sends shockwaves across the world that African American had won the heavyweight championship of the world. And you know, the heavyweight championship of the world is one of the most prestigious titles in all of sports, to be heavyweight champion of the world. And Jack Johnson pulled it off over there. It was a spectacle when he won the championship. And then later on, they called out of retirement after Jack London said someone has to knock the smile off this such and such face named Jack Johnson, because he was spinning and grinning with a smile, baiting Burns. Is that all you got? That's all you got? Bada boom, bada bing. And a lot of people at ringside didn't like it, including Jack London, who was there with the worldwide press, and it caused riots all around the world. After he knocked Burns out, they stopped the film of the footage, and for a long time they wouldn't show that film uh, because they couldn't stomach it, African American beating up on a white guy. So they didn't show it, but the film is in the National Archives of Film, and it is preserved there as a preservation of film preservation. That fight and a few more of Jack Johnson's fights are that historical. It's a trademark in history, and it's tagged as one of the greatest moments in sports when Jack Johnson won the heavyweight championship of the world. And it was known as Boxer's Day, which is a European holiday. It was the day after Christmas when he won the championship of the world. And then his fight with Jeffries was named the fight of the century. And boy, oh boy, was it that fight a spectacle. But he ended up winning that fight uh, against Jeffries. So, man, but we're here to celebrate some of the rememberable things that he made, his contribution to American culture, American society. But we can't go and close the show without hearing also this rap song that we turn. About the Jack Johnson story, the night it happened. Jack Johnson, one of America's icons, who traveled all around the world. The first African American champion, first inventor, an icon, a movie star, a trailblazer. There's so many things that describe Jack Johnson to make him second to none in the history books. Yeah, well, look, man, what a step in place, man. He really put that together. He wraps the whole history of Jack Johnson to attract the young people with rap music. But man, I want to thank both of y'all, William Hunter and Martha Ann and John, for coming in for this special remembrance, a tribute to Jack Johnson right there in Franklinton, North Carolina, man. Before we close, is there anything you want to say, Dilly? You don't have no sound. Sounds off.
Again, I'd
Yeah.
like to thank you for the opportunity to play a part in this on this special occasion. And my brother John Perry, if he shaved the beard, he'd look just like Jack.
Yeah, I was
But
going to do that,
But that's all right. It always little humor always does a lot of good most of the time.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Anyway,
closing, John, do you want to say anything?
Yeah. Hey, when somebody asked me, they said they asked me a question, and I don't know, I didn't really know how to answer. They said, "Well, Jack was coming through your town, right?" I said, "Right." I said, "Did he know your mom?" I said, "Hey, wait a minute." Oh, easy, brother.
That's a loaded question.
I said, "Easy, does it, brother."
Does Martha Ann want to say anything?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing the story that we've heard about so many years about the Jack Johnson story, and thank you for taking a part. And we look forward to seeing you one of these days, and we look forward to seeing the boxes. We want all the boxes in the United States to come down to Franklinton. It's not that far from Raleigh. Maybe next year, come down. We'd love to have you to come down to see the place where Jack Johnson overturned. And thank you so much for your special time. We apologize for these phones. We're having problems with them, but thank you for your time, and thank you for the ones that's on your show. Continue to move on, brother.
All right.
Amen.
All
Good
right.
job, man. Good job.
We'll end it right there, Martha Ann, and thank you for all that you do, and I hope all the people in Franklinton and Franklin County appreciates this special show in the remembrance of Jack Johnson for right there in Franklinton, and all the commissioners and the mayor and all of those that helped us do what we do in Franklinton, North Carolina, the United Way, the county managers, the town managers, in that community garden that still exists that we helped start to feed the kids in the community. It's all a blessing right there in Franklin County. And thank you so much, Martha Ann. God bless you. Stay strong and keep up the good work.
We will. Thank you for what you're doing and your friends.
All right.
Thanks
Well,
again,
thank you for
champ.
tuning in to the World Boxing Review radio show. My name is Aaron Snowell. They call me the Hall of Fame trainer of champions. As we travel the world for past, present, and future stars. What a remembrance of the one and only, the greatest, Jack Johnson, the first African-American heavyweight champion of the world. Thank y'all.
all right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Good night.